Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. So Atlanta will get the first possession. Here is Korver. Pass to Wilkins. 6 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Elijah. Drexler with it. Drexler left side. Back to Elijah. And the Hawks with possession here. Pass to Hudson. And here is Mutombo. Here's Hudson. Left side Wilkins. Shoots a fader. And he gets it to go.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Now, here is Elijah. That's his first personal foul. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. And the Hawks with possession.
Kevin, Mike D'Antoni and I got a chance to talk for just a bit.
Here's Hudson. Pass to Wilkins. Right side Wilkins. From 16 feet away, he cans it.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Now Harden. Launches a three. Count that one.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Here is Korver. Pass to Hudson. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by McGrady. Backs in. Harden outside. Now, here is Elijah. Back to Harden. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Here's Hudson. Now here's Wilkins. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Harden outside. Shot clock at 6. No good.
Certainly not the dream start they were hoping for, going 1 for 4 early.
Here is Korver. Stolen by Harden. Pass to Drexler. Back to Harden. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. He's got 5. The Hawks trailing. Wilkins up top. Here's Hudson. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. 6 to shoot. Here is Korver to stop the drought. Korver, good.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
And here's Harden. 5 points in the game. And here is McGrady. Now here is McGrady. Pass to Drexler. Harden outside. And here is McGrady. Clock at 6. Reverses. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession. Here's Hudson. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Here is Korver. Floats one up, and it's good on the way in.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
Drexler outside. Makes the lead pass. Yeah. And he gets it to go. He's got 8.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Here's Hudson. Pass to Wilkins. Backing in. Goes up. And too long on the shot.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
Drexler up top. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Here's Hudson. Pass to Wilkins. Korver. It's stolen by McGrady. Here's Olajuwon. Takes a 3, and that one's good. McGrady.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Here's Hudson. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Right side Wilkins. Right side Wilkins. Lets it go from 14. And that one's good. Houston in the lead. McGrady with the ball. Backing him down. Pass to Drexler. Now Olajuwon. Now Olajuwon. That's good. Here's Hudson. Back to Mutombo. Here's Hudson. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Harden. Yeah. Now here is McGrady. Harden outside. McGrady. 5 on the clock. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. This is his first free throw of the game. And the first one at the line is good. The Hawks making a switch here. And McGrady drops them both. Here's Hudson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Pass to Willis. Tipped away. Dives for it. Here's Hudson. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the Hawks making a change here. Ball outside. Sampson got freed up. Nice work off the pick. And the Hawks with possession here. Trailing here by 8. Smith outside. Back to Teague. Pass to Smith. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Hayes.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Paul. Here's Maxwell. Paul with the ball. So here's Murphy. There's the 3. No good. Teague left side. Smith outside. Pass to Willis. Murphy with the steal. Here's Maxwell. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Sampson. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Master Willis. Back to Teague. Now here is Horford. That's good.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
So here's Murphy. Here's Maxwell. And that's good. Corner Maxwell for three. Now here's Teague. Pass to Millsap. Second gen shot. A nice shot by Teague.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Here's Paul. Shot is blocked. And here we go. And here's Millsap. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket. And, you know, he's also a tough finisher, Steve. There's very little a defender can do if he gets to within arm's length of the basket.
And that one falls for Millsap. Timeout called the Rockets. And here comes Paul. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Maxwell. Sampson hits the jumper. And so it's Atlanta with it. 8-point game. Pass to Willis. Hayes on him. The fadeaway. Again, the Hawks score.
That was a beautiful fadeaway. Knocked it down with the defender right in his grill.
So here's Murphy. From 6 feet, Paul Millsap with the rebound.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
Outside Teague. Millsap. Pass to Horford. 5 to shoot. In Atlanta again with the bucket. Here's Houston now. They lead by 4. So here's Murphy. Sampson. The shot misses. Here's Teague. Can't get it to go. And so the first quarter is in the books. Rockets ahead. And we'll be back shortly. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint? So here's Murphy. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Maxwell. And Willis pulls it down. Now, here is Maravich. 4-point game. And here's Rivers. Maravich with it. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
Now Smith. Pass to Murphy. Here's Maxwell for the three. And yes, sir, that one drops. He's got 6.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Maravich left side. And here's Rivers. And he makes good on the layup.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
So here's Murphy. Pass to Maxwell. So here's Murphy. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his first foul. And the Hawks making a change here. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Kicks it out to Drexler. 6 on the shot clock. The Hawks trailing. Outside, Maravich. Now here's Rivers. They set the screen. Now here's Maravich. Smith outside. And it's Houston with another.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Here is Maravich. Pass to Rivers. He's against Smith. Shot from 12. Hit it. Nice touch on the shot from close range. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Drexler outside. Out to Smith. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And here's Rivers. Hit it. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. He's got 6.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Now here is Smith. There's the pick. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Drexler against the bucket. Atlanta with the ball. They trail by 7. Rivers with it. Outside, Maravich. Pass to Smith. Launches it. That falls. Nice feed that time from Pete Maravich.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Drexler against the bucket.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Atlanta calls timeout.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
Hawks making a switch here. Here's Hudson. Pass to Wilkins. And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. Here's Hudson. They trail by 7. Fires from deep. Korver, no luck. Now McGrady. All sorts of time. Misses off the right iron.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Pass to Hudson. Now Mutombo. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And so it's Houston with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. Now Drexler. He's got 9. And he slams it one-handed. Here's Hudson. Pass to Wilkins. McGrady covering. Wilkins, no good.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
And it's good.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Now Mutombo. Now here's Mutombo. Here's Hudson. Wilkins. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Mutombo. Goes back up. He takes it up and lays it in. Here's McGrady. Drexler outside. Now Harden. Harden left side. Now here is McGrady. Here's Drexler, and another three for Houston.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Here's Hudson. Pass to Mutombo. Here's Hudson. There's the screen. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Here's Harden. Off target with his three.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Here's Hudson. Here's Hudson. Knocked away. Just 5 on the clock. Here is Korver. They get the rebound. Mutombo. The shot is off.
Hey, I like creativity in a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
And the basket good. He's got 19.
And he's a great three-point shooter, too, especially when he lets it go from one of those corners. He doesn't miss many of those.
Here is Korver. And here is Wilkins. Hudson. Shot off the screen. Here's Mutombo. And that's good. A nice job on the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Well, you know, that's one thing they've been doing extremely well. Corralling those Karens.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Houston in the lead. Drexler with it. 19 points in the game. Harden outside. Hands it from downtown. 11 points in the game.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist number. And theirs are fantastic.
Outside Wilkins. Pass to Hudson. Here is Korver. 6 to shoot. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Now McGrady. He's got 5. Back to Drexler. McGrady with the ball. Olajuwon backing down. Off target at the rim.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Here's Hudson. He claims that one off the back iron, and down it falls. 6 points for him. And here's Houston. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Now, here is that one goes. Count it. The Hawks trailing. Here's Hudson. He has 6. Back to Wilkins. Outside Wilkins. The 10-footer. Connects. The jumper drops.
Good job pulling the trigger when the defense opened up for him. He had an opportunity, took advantage of it.
Now, here is Harden. Olajuwon backing down. 8 away. Atlanta with the rebound. Here is Korver. He has 5. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's his first trip to the line. The free throws drop for Korver. And the Hawks making a change here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And so it's Houston with it. It's a 5-point game. Now, here is Harden. He's got 11. And here is McGrady. Here's the screen. Baseline try. Shot denied. Here is Korver. Pass to Hudson. Now here is Horford. Here's Korver. They grabbed their own miss.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Inside. And blocked. Tries to save it. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. They set the pick. Here's McGrady. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Hudson. He has 6. Outside Wilkins. Here is Korver. Pocket 6. From downtown, and he gets it to go.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Here's Drexler. Harden outside. Back to Drexler. Pass to Harden. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
Here's Hudson. Outside Wilkins. And the shot is good. 10 points for him.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
Here's Harden. Can't get it to go. And we're through the first half of basketball here in what's been a good one. It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. It's been a clinic so far from Clyde Drexler. Now here's Drexler. Now McGrady. Pass to Olajuwon. Shot clock at 6. Yeah. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around. Here's Hudson. And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Gives him the lead pass. Right side Wilkins. Here's Hudson. Here is Korver. 6 on the shot clock. Here is Korver. It's hauled in by McGrady.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. From 11 feet away. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there. Here's Hudson. He's got 6. Pass to Mutombo. Here's Hudson. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Here is Korver. 10 points for him.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Drexler with it. Harden with it. Now Harden. Now here is McGrady. He's got 11. Drexler gets the bucket. 21 points in the game.
He's their go-to guy. When he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Outside Wilkins. The dive for the ball. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Now here's Drexler. Drexler outside. Harden left side. And that one's good. He's got 16.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Atlanta calls timeout. You look at Clyde. Pass to Hudson. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Outside Wilkins. Left side Wilkins. Here's Hudson. Back to Wilkins. Just 3 to shoot. Stolen by Drexler. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Can't connect there, but still a red-hot start to the half, hitting 4 of their first 5 field goal attempts.
Here's Hudson. Six to shoot. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And he banks in the layup.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Pass to Elijah. Backs down. Back to Drexler. Shoots the 3. Dikembe Mutombo grabs the rebound. The Hawks trail it. Here's Hudson. 8 points for him. A putback, and it's Dikembe with the jam. On offense, here are the Rockets. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Timeout called the Rockets. Hawks making a switch here. And it's the Rockets with the ball. 6-point lead. And here is McGrady. 11 points in the game. Here is Korver. Pass to Hudson. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. 10 points for him.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
And here's Harden. Drexler outside. Harden outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. McGrady knocks down the 3-ball.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper from him.
Here's Hudson. 10 points for him. Here is Korver. Pass to Mutombo. Takes it from 10. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
You know, he's got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
McGrady with the ball. He's got 14. Here's Harden. Dikembe Mutombo grabs the rebound.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass, but it hasn't necessarily translated to the scoreboard yet.
Here's Hudson. Pass to Willis. Here's Hudson. Here is Korver. 3-pointer. No good. And they're moving it up. Drexler outside. Harden's shot is good. 18 points for him.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Here's Hudson. Pass to Willis. It's rebounded by Houston. Now Drexler. 21 points in the game. Here's Elijah. Defender touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Here is Korver. Pass to Hudson. Lets it fly. The good-looking shot from the wing. He's got 12. Houston in the lead. Now here's Drexler. Now McGrady. And here's McGrady. Olajuwon backing down. McGrady with the ball. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will to date.
Here's Hudson. He's got 12. Pass to Willis. Here is Korver. Now here's Wilkins. Shoots from the right block. Wilkins, that's good. Drexler with it. Pass to Harden. Shot clock at 6. Back to Drexler. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from beyond the arc.
Here's Hudson. Now here's Mutombo. They set the pick. Poke loose. Hayes with the steal. For the finish. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Out to Smith. Pass to Rivers. Here's Willis. Clock at 6. Smith outside. Blocked. Here's Maxwell. And here's Hayes. Maxwell. Hayes with it. Hayes with it. From 15 feet away. Oh, that's blocked.
Well, you know, that's one thing they've been doing extremely well. Corralling those Karens.
Right side, Maravich. No luck. And it's Houston's ball. Paul, left side. Now Hayes. Pass to Thorpe. Here's Maxwell. And here's Hayes. The three. Here's Maxwell. 6 points for him. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Maravich left side. Smith outside. Now Maravich. There's a screen. Here is Maravich. The shot is off. So here's Murphy. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Maxwell. Nice shot from 10 feet out.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Here is Maravich. Willis. Pass to Millsap. And that one's good. He's got 5.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
Now here's Hayes. Hayes in the post. This is his first free throw of the game. And he knocks down the first one. Hayes hits them both. And here comes Rivers. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Now here's Hayes. Pass to Murphy. Knocked loose. Shoots from the elbow. Green for 2 points. He's got 8. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Rockets ahead. And fourth quarter. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Teague with the ball. Just 5 to shoot. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Now we're really seeing him pound that ball inside.
Al Paul. Smith outside. Kicks it out to Paul. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Pass to Maxwell. Puts up a three, and that one's good. And the Hawks with possession. They trail by 16. Horford backing in. Back to Maravich. Maravich left side. Horford with it. Tries to keep it alive. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Maravich. Pass to Smith. One-on-one fast break. Smith with it. So it's Atlanta now. Outside Maravich. There's a good screen. Soft touch off the glass.
Are you sensing or feeling a theme here, fellas? I mean, they're taking it straight to the bucket every time down.
Trying to add a few more points to their lead.
Simply need to just stay the course, Kevin. That's it.
It's been a good course so far.
Yep.
Now, here is Smith. Kicks it out to Paul. The offensive rebound. Now here's Teague. Teague left side. Teague left side. Off with the layup.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Paul left side. Fades back. Here's Maxwell. Pass to Smith. Shot clock at 6. Maxwell sinks the triple. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Pass to Smith. Here's Maxwell. Shot clock at 5. Here's Maxwell. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there. Here's Atlanta. Outside, Maravich. Smith outside. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Horford. Here's Smith. And good on the basket. Book it.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Smith with it. Pass to Maxwell. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And the Hawks making a change here. Free throw good, Maxwell. Here comes Teague. Pass to Mutombo. They set the pick. Back to Teague. Right side Teague. Here is Korver. Got a piece of it. Fast break. Here we go. Maxwell. Atlanta with the ball. Outside Teague. Outside Wilkins. A stupendous finish in traffic. Now McGrady. And it's Houston's ball. Smith right side. Pass to Maxwell. Dikembe Mutombo grabs the rebound. And here is Teague. Here's Korver. Off target from outside.
Well, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
And here is McGrady. No good off the front iron. Pass to Teague. There's the pick. Right side Teague. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Now, here is McGrady. Back to Smith. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Maxwell. The tray. That's good. 24 points for him.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Here's Teague. Outside Wilkins. Right side Wilkins. Pass to Maxwell. Now here is McGrady. Here's Maxwell. A floater, and it's good on the layup.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
And Atlanta has possession. Here's Teague. Wilkins. Here is Korver. Korver, no luck.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Now, here is McGrady. Pass to Maxwell. Smith with it. Smith outside. Again, the Rockets score. Here's the Hawks with the ball. Outside Teague. They need this. And that's 2 points on the layup.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Here's McGrady. Pass to Smith. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Outside Teague. Wilkins backing him down. Again, the Hawks good for 2. Here's Smith. There's a screen. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Maravich left side. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Free throw, no good for Maravich. So here's Murphy. Pass to Paul. Here's Thorpe. Low block shot on the way. Good.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
They set the pick. Here's Maravich. And the layup is good. So here's Murphy. Pass to Thorpe. Working on Horford. Baseline J on the way. Here's Thorpe. And Houston again with the bucket. Maravich with it. Here's Willis. 6 to shoot. Outside Maravich. Pass to Horford. And the Hawks getting another basket right there.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
And here's Hayes. Al Paul. So here's Murphy. To the inside. Thorpe uses the glass to finish the layup. Here comes Maravich. Pass to Rivers. Back to Maravich. Right side Maravich. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
So here's Murphy. Here's Maxwell. Pass to Murphy. 5 on the clock. That's blocked. And they'll keep possession. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Now here's Rivers. Pass to Millsap. Now Horford. Covered by Thorpe. Outside Maravich. Just 4 to shoot. From past the arc. And the shot is good. So here's Murphy. So you see the Rockets